Hello and welcome, beautiful souls, to my channel, Light of Shaya. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to those of you who are new. I hope you enjoy the content, and welcome to those of you who are returning. I simply want to say thank you so much for all of your support. So today I'm bringing you another message from the angels. They seem to be wanting to get some very particular messages out, so I'm rolling with that. Typically I do messages from spirit, but today, and just like yesterday, I was guided to say that this was a message from the angels. So I'm going to be using the Muse Tarot because that's what was calling me today. And I will be using the Good Tarot as well, pulling them similar to like oracle cards, if you will. And then I'll be closing out with the Angel Prayers cards. Alright, so I hope you're all doing well today. I'm going to go ahead and start with the Good Tarot here. And I will be switching the camera angle so you guys can see all the cards on the board later on, but I'm going to do that after pulling everything. So I hope you're all having a lovely day today. Let's go ahead and see here what the message from the angels are today. Alright, so what's really interesting is I had to take a moment to look this song up because this morning, for whatever reason, this song kept coming into my head. And it's not a song that I listened to at all, but I've heard it before. It's Love Hurts by Nazareth, I believe. And I just kept hearing that, ooh, love hurts. Just playing over and over and over in my head. So this might be a message for someone believing that love is supposed to hurt, or maybe somebody feels that love is hurtful in some way. It's very interesting. Two cards that came out as soon as I'm talking about that is the Six of Cups and the Four of Water. It's really interesting. Six of Cups has been coming out a lot for me. It's a deep longing. This card just screams longing to me. It's always fascinating to me is that on the 3D, like physically speaking, this is how this person feels. It's like their tummy is aching. It's like they feel like a sense of loss. But and if you look at the reflection in the water, there's like a sense of like prayer. It's like somebody's internally praying for something. And what's fascinating to me is that the Four of Water came up with this. And so the Four of Water is often a depiction of like a missed opportunity. It's somebody who's not interested, somebody who is getting an offer presented to them, but they don't want to take it. It's like, I'm not interested in this offer. I don't want it. It's a sense of like rejection. Maybe somebody in the past, because the Six of Cups does speak of like the past as well. Somebody in the past felt that they were rejected with the Four of Water here. But it's really interesting because in this particular deck, the Four of Water is actually making an offer. If you could see here, there's somebody extending their hand with a pearl there. It's like an opportunity is being presented. And I don't know why I'm getting this sense of like, this is beneath the surface, right? Like the person, I don't know if you guys can kind of see that. It's like this being giving the opportunity is beneath the water. It's like underneath, right? Maybe it's like a subconscious experience of like somebody fearing rejection or feeling rejected, or feeling a sense of a lost opportunity here. But the offer is presented, and note how this person is actually praying underneath. It's a very fascinating message already. I guess maybe that's what the Love Hurts is about. It's maybe somebody felt rejected in the past, right? Here's that Page of Water. Okay, so more, look at that, 3 Cups cards so far. This is about deep emotions, most definitely. There's something here about the inner child with this particular card that I'm looking at. Note how the waters are tumultuous here. Right? They're like crashing behind this page of water. And what's really interesting to me is I'm noticing the lilies. Note how there's like lilies and lily pads here on the pond. And in this particular card, they're present again, but they're like more blooming. There's a more pure kind of energy coming from this. It's like I'm getting the sense of like an emergence, like somebody's feelings are emerging, like their inner child has been brought to life again or something like that. It's like the inner child is coming out now, and they're seeing the possibility in this offer. Maybe there's an apology or a love offer that is indeed being made. Somebody from the past. Now, I'm being guided not to pull these in a sense of like This is a message. They're not supposed to be on the board, essentially. So we have the Six of Air, the World, and Fortune's Wheel. Oh my goodness. This is massive. This is a full, completion of a cycle. The Six of Water. And this is also a card of travel, right? It's really fascinating because what's really fascinating to me about this particular card is that the ship is in the air, right? And it's almost like I want to do this, where like the ship is above. It's really interesting because these are two sixes, right? Now the Six of Air is often talked about as like a moving on, moving forward with your life. It's like leaving behind difficulties, because the Five of Air is the card that follows, or excuse me, that is before the Six of Air, right? The Five of Swords, Six of Swords. So it's about moving on to calmer waters, right? Remember how I was saying like the waters are tumultuous here? Maybe somebody's moving on from difficulty situations from the past, right? Because I feel like these energies are somehow connected, especially since they're both sixes. And I don't know why I'm getting the sense of like these two cards are somehow linked in this way. And so there's a feeling here of like leaving behind the past, leaving behind the difficulties of the past. Perhaps you had a falling out with the person and there were feelings of rejection because of this. But then with this Page of Water, it's like the sense of like it's returned but different. It's like different this time around. Things have changed, right? Things have changed. The stars have aligned, right? The stars have aligned. Divine timing is at work here. So there was something about, it's really interesting because a few days ago I did do a reading called A Message from God. It was right person, wrong time. So that maybe there was something about an alignment needing, like once this was cleared, once the past difficulties, the conflicts were cleared, there was like a sense of like, the stars needed to align, the planets needed to align. There was something about alignment here so that change could come in, because the Fortune's Wheel is about change, right? It's about cycles. The world is also a completion of a cycle. So I feel like there was a completion of some sort of cycle, likely from the past with the Six of Air, in order for it to move along, in order for something to move along. It's a very interesting message that I'm getting there. Okay. So let's continue with the message. One more card from the angels. Wow. So we have the Chariot here. Beautiful. This Cancerian energy. Chariot is moving forward with determination. This is like a decision has been made. It's time to go. It's time to go. It's time to move forward. And this is very determined, fast-moving energy. And note how all of these cards, of course, being Cups cards, all have similar colors. They're all kind of like blue. You can see that, right? There's a change in the dynamic. There's a change in the dynamic. Look at the difference. It's like boom. It was like, that's kind of what I'm getting with this Chariot card is the word boom. It's like right at your doorstep. It's like boom. And now everything is like forward movement. Everything is moving forward very, very clearly. It's very determined energy, right? Now the Chariot also does represent the automobile. So this could be about travel. This could be about moving. This could be about like driving somewhere. But it's also a card of determination and victory. There's almost like a dance. I'm seeing like a sway here from this Page of Water. Not sure if that'll mean anything to anyone out there, but there's like a swaying motion. There's something like almost, I'm getting hypnotic. There's something hypnotic here. Maybe the way someone moves or talks or behaves is very hypnotic. And I'm hearing that quality is liked, is kind of what popped into my head. Like, I like that. Like, there's something hypnotic about this person here. And there's like a determination here. It's like, maybe these feelings are skimming the surface, right? Maybe externally, they're like skimming the surface. Like if you're dealing with a person, in particular in a love connection, I mean, this could be in friendship as well. This doesn't have to be in love, because I mean, Six of Cups is also about childhood, right? And remember how I was saying like inner child? Here's that Page of Water, inner child. I mean, some of you could be dealing with children here and you're like driving them somewhere with the Chariot. It's like we need to go somewhere, but there's something here about how the emotions were, in a sense, almost skimming the surface. I mean, note how superficial this is, right? And there's this four of water that's submerged. It's underneath this pond I'm kind of seeing here, right? This pond. And what's really going on here is, like, even note how this page of water is skimming the surface of emotion, right? Because the pages are very dreamy, and they can be a bit romantic, but it's in a very fantastical, like fantasy kind of way. It's like a fantasy kind of way, right? So even though there is love there, it's like it's skimming the surface, right? And then with the Chariot card here, it's like moving with determination, maybe because these feelings have been, in a sense, like rekindled, right? Especially since the Six of Water and the Four of Water came out together, there's a sense of, like, maybe in the past there was a missed opportunity, but now there's something changing. There's like a motion. There's like a motion here that I keep getting. Of, like, maybe some of you will go to the beach or something, and you're watching the waves crash onto the shore, right? Maybe that's where you're going. You went to the beach or something. It was a really interesting message. Now at the bottom of the deck here we have the Page of Earth, which is more of that childlike energy. I mean, no, this particular page is one of my favorites. For me, this is just such a sweet, innocent energy of, like, I get a lot of curiosity, and what's really funny about this child is that there's a sense of, like, certainty coming from him. It's like, I may be small, but I know what I can do, kind of thing, you know? And oftentimes this Page of Earth does come to me as a spirit guide, because I have a spirit guide it's kind of similar, in a sense, like very fairy-like in nature. But this Page of Earth is very sweet and innocent. There's a lot of sweetness and innocence here. It's really weird that the Four of Water is here. Although, if I read it traditionally anyway, but since I'm reading this more intuitively, I mean, note the handing, right? It's like, here you go, I'm offering you this thing. And I feel like if this was an apology, it's been accepted, and now there's forward movement, okay? All right, so that was an interesting message that went on for a while. So let's see what other messages the angels have for us today from the Muse Tarot. Holy angels, what do you have for us today? Wow, okay, so the Queen of Pentacles with the Justice card came out. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and we have Libra here. There's some sort of balance or truth that has come to light about a Queen of Pentacles. For the Queen of Materials, we have the Hierophant here as well, which is Taurus energy. This is about commitment, traditions. It's also a card of marriage, religion, and even jobs, right? Because it's about corporation structures. Okay, let's continue. We have the Star card, Aquarian energy. Some of you could be dealing with these signs, so hoping, right? Look at this. What's really fascinating to me is, remember how I was saying prayer? Right? I don't know if you guys can actually see the being there because it's a little bit dark. But their hands are clasped like praying. I've been praying. And note the same exact motion done by the star. It's like I've been praying and hoping and wishing for this. Interesting. Okay, so let's continue here. Okay, now we have the Queen of Emotions. More love energy. This is very sweet energy. The Queen of Emotions is a very open-hearted person. Remember how I was talking about the beach? Look at that. Right? And then the depth of emotion, remember, like somebody skimming the surface of the water? Note here, if you guys take a look at this, I hope I'm not covering this too badly, but note how there's a person up top skimming the water. It's really interesting because the seagulls were drawing me in the Six of Air, because there were seagulls there, and now there's seagulls in this particular thing. Remember how I was saying about watching the waves crash upon the shore? And this is exactly what's happening in this, but what's happening underneath is this, right? The depth of the ocean, the depth of emotion, of feelings. There's a lot of deep feelings, and this Aquarius energy is like looking at this deep emotion, like praying and wishing for like deepness of emotion, maybe. Very interesting. And it's funny, I'm not picking up this Queen of Emotions as a person. I mean, it could be a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces that you're dealing with, but I'm maybe a Cancerian, especially since the Chariot is here, because that is Cancerian energy. But I feel like this is more an energy than it is a person. Okay, now we have the Nine of Inspiration. Wow, this is power. It's like power in emotion. It's like I don't fear my emotions. I stand strongly because of my emotions. Now we have the Four of Materials. This card often comes to me as vanity as well. But in this case, I get the sense of longing, similar to the Six of Water, because they're almost in a very similar energy, I feel. Okay, what else do we have, Holy Angels? We have the Two of Materials, balance, trying to make a decision, prioritizing things. And that's below the Queen of Materials. Okay, what do we have here? There's that Page of Materials again, Page of Earth, right? Maybe there's a message here or an offer being extended. Remember how I was saying there was an offer being extended? And it's really funny because this Page of Materials, note her posture, her gestures, like there's something about her body language. It's like I'm too shy to say anything kind of thing, right? It's like I don't, you know, oh, I don't know. There's like a sense of I don't know. Oh, that's interesting. Look at this card flipped out. I hadn't even noticed. The Wheel. There's that Wheel of Fortune again. There's like a change, like a cycle being closed out. Okay, so we have the Muse of Inspiration, which is King of Wands energy. This is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So some of you could be dealing with that sign. We have the Fool. Again, that leap of faith energy has been coming out a lot lately. It's like taking a chance, taking a risk. Taking a risk on your Ten of Emotions. Note how the Fool, and you guys will see that in a minute once I flip the camera here, but look, there's that Fool, and leaping towards the Ten of Emotions, the possibilities, that depth of emotion is being achieved, right? And look at that, Page of Emotions, right? That Page of Cups energy coming through again. And what's really funny is that the Page of Inspiration is below that, too. There's a lot about the inner child and innocence going on here. The only page missing at this time is the Page of Swords. So that's about communication, spying, delayed news at times. A lot of times it's like text messages, social media. So there's something about that not being present here. Maybe this is actually physically dealing with the person, right? Because we do have two pages here. And the pages are the earth element, right? It's like the physical body. So the Page of Materials is the earth element in earth. So there's something here about physicality. Physicality is present here. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and switch the camera here so you guys can see the board, and I'll see you guys in just a second. Alrighty guys, here we go. So, as I was saying, there's something very playful about this energy that I'm getting because of all the pages. Now, of course, pages do represent children, so you could be dealing, in fact, with kids in this regard. But what's really neat about this, I feel like there's this Queen of Materials. These two are very feminine energies, right? Because this is a feminine form with feminine energy, right? The cup suit. And then we have the feminine energy of the pentacle suit, right? These are both very feminine energies. And there's something here about, with the Justice card, Libra is coming through as well. So we have Libra, Taurus, Aquarius. And we have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Cancer coming through strongly because of the Chariot. And we have Taurus very strongly here, as well as Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Interesting that we're not really getting a lot of air here, other than Libra. So there's a lot of, I feel like this is dealings with some sort of physicality. I can't seem to shake that. What's really neat about these two cards here, the Hierophant and the Star, is like a deep, deep, strong sense of faith, right? Because the Hierophant does speak of like faith as well, usually organized religion, although that's not always the case. And paired with the Star card, which is a card of hope, rejuvenation, new direction, it's also a card of faith. These two combined speak of very, very, very strong faith here. It's like somebody has a very strong sense of faith regarding just in general. I mean, you know, a lot of you are likely, since you're watching this, very attuned to the higher realms, very attuned to God, to spirit, however you refer to your higher power. And there's a strong sense of faith here, knowing that there's something to come. You've been praying for it likely. You've been holding on to hope, because I can't help but notice the way her hands are clasped. Remember, there's a whole thing about prayer here. Praying here, prayer here. There's a lot of prayer here. Now, what's beautiful about this Queen of Materials is I'm getting a sense of a beautiful empowerment here. You can see here, this particular card, I love the depiction of the Queen of Materials here because she's super confident. You can see like, yeah, I feel super sexy. I feel great. There's a sense of like feeling sexy, like in your body, in your skin. You're really feeling yourself. There's just a sense of like self-assuredness here. Right? And even with the Nine of Inspiration, that's coming through very strongly as well. So with the Justice card, there is a sense of truth here. It's like somebody was looking for the truth and found the truth within themselves, because note how this figure is split. It's like you're shedding an older version of yourself. Maybe there was something about vanity that you felt before. Maybe some of you felt that like you weren't physically attractive enough or something like that. And that's like being shed away. I'm getting the sense of like shedding away, right? Because I can't help but notice like the stairs are leading up to this, this being here, which oftentimes for me represents Archangel Michael, because he's a very just angel, very balanced. This is high vibration Queen of Materials, most definitely. It's like this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy has a very strong faith here. Now, this doesn't have to be that sign. It could just be the energy that this person is embodying, especially if they're really like comfortable in their own skin, because the Queen of Materials likes to indulge in the physicality of life. It's like treating yourself to things, good food, a good drink, you know, lotion, that kind of things of like self-care, right? And what's interesting is through the strong faith of the Queen of Materials, we reach this depth of emotion here. And note how like the star is like looking at this, right? Note how like the energy is being drawn up towards the surface, but what's really going on is beneath the surface. It's like this really deep sense of emotion, but maybe this Aquarius is only really skimming the top of the water, because maybe there's a sense of empowerment because of that, right? It's like, if I allow too much depth of emotion, this could impact my reality somehow. It's really interesting that that's coming through. So there's a sense of more like playfulness, right? Of really enjoy. I'm sensing more like a real enjoyment of life here. I'm getting that very strongly. It's like I'm skimming the surface here because I just want to, of emotion, because I just want to be playful. I just want to enjoy life on in a very physical way. Remember how I was talking about physicality? So Queen of Materials here, Four of Materials, and the Page of Materials coming through strongly, of course, with that being at the bottom of the good tarot. There's a sense of like, just trying to skim the surface of emotion and really just staying in this playful energy, right? The Fool is a very innocent, playful energy as well. And so there's the Nine of Inspiration is a sense of pure and total empowerment. It's like, through only skimming my emotions, I step into a place of power, right? There's a sense of empowered energy coming through. It's like you've been through the difficulties, you've been through all of the like past tribulations that you've gone through, and because of that you've become empowered. It's like I don't allow my emotions to get the better of me anymore. It's like I found the way to maintain that balance in my life of knowing just how much emotion to demonstrate to people, how much emotion I should allow myself to feel. Now, what's really interesting that I'm getting is that I need to make a distinction here. It's not like you're suppressing your emotions. It's like you see them for what they are, but you don't allow them to get to you the way they once did. There's something about that coming through very strongly. And this is putting you in this state of empowerment. Now we have this Four of Materials, Two of Materials, and Page of Materials. Once again, that balance energy, it's like you're dancing. Remember how I was saying that swaying motion? Look at this swaying motion here. It's like I'm doing a dance. There's something hypnotic about it, right? There's that hypnotic energy here. There's something, I feel like this is your energy, something very sweet that comes out of you because of this. It's like, look at these floral designs. It's like it makes you somehow more attractive to people. It's like people are seeing you more because of this. And it's like this the Muse of Inspiration here. It's like you're igniting the passions of someone. Look at that. I can't help but notice here the wings sprouting out from these muses here, these feminine energies, right? And there's a sense of like, I'm getting like this is angelic in nature. It's like you're an earth angel, right? Because I was talking about earth, and here's this angel. It's like you're a powerful manifester. Note how this person is kind of like the magician in the sense that the fire is sprouting from their hands. It's like there's something magical about you. There's something very magical, and like note the moon in this particular card. Note the moon, right? There's like magic. It's like something about like something very magical about you. Now, you could be dealing with an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius as well. What's really interesting is I always get drawn to like the path here. It's like you're walking your path. Look at the pyramid here. Maybe some of you are drawn to like the Egyptian pantheon or something. But there's something here about like walking your path, right? With strong faith. So this is like, it's like you're letting the divine guide you, and you're doing this fine dance with the divine. It's like you're finding the attunement, you're finding your wavelength here as to like how to deal with your emotions, how to feel deeply, and when to allow your emotions to really feel like there's like a sense of like feeling depth here. There's a depth here, and I mean, the moon is also subconscious, right? It represents the subconscious mind, which is our feelings. So there's something here about like the depth of emotion that's coming through very strongly, and it's like I empower myself. Remember how I was saying I empower myself from these deep emotions, and I sense that here with the Muse of Inspiration as well. Now, then we have this leap of faith towards the 10 of emotions. It's like, I'm taking a chance on this. I'm taking a chance on my heaven on earth here. Now, this card also often represents to me soul tribe, and the Fool is often representative of the Holy Spirit, right? Because it's source. It's the energy of source and motion. It's very pure and innocent, moving towards like your soul tribe and your heaven on earth with the 10 of emotions. Very interesting message there. So let's go ahead and continue with this particular message. We have 2 feminines here and 1 masculine, which is quite interesting. Okay, so here we have the 4 of Voices and the 2 of Voices, which wanted to come out as well. There's that path again. There's the door, right? And I can't help but notice here this person. Look at this. It's very interesting. There's this person here, like looking at this being here. And note how, again, here we have the Hierophant, and it's like I'm looking up at this Hierophant. It's like somebody's looking up to you, maybe. Somebody's looking up to you. Maybe somebody, it feels, maybe somebody's putting you on a pedestal or something like that. There's something about like somebody putting you up on a pedestal is kind of the sense that I'm getting, because note how small this person feels in comparison to you. I feel like this is your energy here of beauty, right? And this causes some sort of like internal conflict with the 2 of Voices. It's like a decision needing to be made, but there's something about that decision being almost like difficult, right? Because note how like these energies are like pulling at each other's hair. There's that depth, right? I sense like this Queen of Emotions is coming through as this energy right here. And what's really interesting, if you look at this, it's almost very similar to like the hood on the Hierophant. And there's that cosmic energy from the Fool and the 4 of Voices. I feel like there's a sense of strong faith here, and like diving into emotions. You're not afraid. That's what it is. You're not afraid. I feel like this is you. You're not afraid of the depth of emotion here, because note how this person is submerging themselves, and it's like I'm enjoying that. I'm enjoying my emotions. I let them flow. I absorb them. Here's that like beach energy too, right? Because you can see like they're crashing up against this feminine figure here. It's really interesting that, like I said, there's the people here. Like there's people here. Maybe a lot of people are looking up to you. Remember how I was saying there's something like magnetic about you? Maybe you have like several suitors or something like that. But what's really interesting is that the cards that fell out are the Queen of Voices and the 2 of Emotions, which is a soulmate connection. It's like Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, right? Now we have the feminine suit here, or the feminine energy, you know, the body, but coming through in a masculine way of truth. Of the sword suit. And look how she's looking directly at this 2 of Cups. It's like speaking the truth about this soulmate connection. And look at this. I just split the deck, and we have the Muse of Emotions, which is a pairing, right? We have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, a pairing here. A couple. It's like a counterpart. Okay. So maybe you're speaking some truth here of the 2 of Emotions. With the 2 of Voices, maybe somebody is having a difficult time making a decision about a connection. It's like, I see the potential here. Like, you're my soulmate kind of thing, right? You're like speaking this truth to this counterpart likely, and saying, Well, this is the truth. And what's really interesting is at the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Voices and the Three of Swords. Love hurts. It's really interesting because for me, the Magician is coming through here as like channeled information. You see how this Magician has that like channeling energy? It's like being drawn up and down. It's like there's something about love hurts here. Maybe somebody will speak their truth about a past situation where they were hurt. Maybe by something that this Queen of Voices said or that something said in the past. Maybe that's why there's a difficulty. Look at that. I was just talking about the past and there's that Six of Emotions. There's that sense of longing. Now we have the Muse of Materials. So we have another pairing here of the Queen of Materials and the King of Materials, or the Muse of Materials. You could have been dealing with the Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn in the past, right? I'm telling you, there's something about couplings here. Counterparts. You could have been dealing with a person in the past, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn here, who had a very deep sense of longing, and maybe this person is the one that believes that love hurts or something like that, or maybe there was some sort of painful situation in the past that caused disharmony in the union. So let's go ahead and keep on with this, because I'm getting the sense the angels have a little bit more to say. Look at that. There's that Four of Emotions. It's like dissatisfaction. It's like a missed opportunity. It's like a rejection. Maybe there was a reason why somebody had felt a sense of rejection in the past. And maybe that's why there's this Two of Voices here, a difficulty in making a decision about this connection. So we have the Nine of Materials here. The 10 of, oh my goodness, the 10 of Materials. So we have a progression here from the 9 to the 10. And look at this. Oh my goodness. That's beautiful energy. Okay. There is happiness here. Abundant happiness. Abundant happiness. Okay, look at this. Okay, so you have the Hermit at the bottom of the deck as well after these four cards. But take a look at this. Note what sits behind these two. I'm getting that these are, I'm getting the sense that these are two sides of the same story. The Priestess and the Magician, right? The Priestess spoke her truth. The Priestess said the truth here, right? Usually the Priestess is a card of secrets. It's a subconscious thing. It's like, it's intuition. It's like my intuition was telling me the truth all along. And this Magician was like, no, but I feel like love hurts. Like there's pain here. I don't want any part of that, right? But this Priestess had spoken her truth here. And so what's really interesting about these two is that, and I've had a reading the other day, which spoke about two counterparts, in particular twin flame or divine counterparts, soulmates, right? For life kind of thing, evolving. So these two cards speak of, what was it? Two inexperienced persons in love, right? These two are so early in the journey that they have a hard time with love because they're inexperienced. They don't know each other very well, right? They're new to themselves and they're new to love in a sense, or a new way of doing love. And so one was speaking truth and the other one was like in a sense heartbroken because of this. And I get the sense here that somebody maybe even chose to give up too easily. Maybe they believe that by making this choice here of rejection or missed opportunities in the past, I don't know why I'm getting the sense of like giving up, like somebody gave up too easily or something like that. There was a sense of like giving up. And maybe this person believed that maybe being single would make them happier. But what's really interesting is that this Four of Emotion comes up, which is giving me a heavy sense of like missed opportunity. There's like a huge sense of missed opportunity. It's like, I'm almost getting the sense of asking the question, why did I do this? Which is very bizarre. It's like, why did I make that decision? Why did I think that this was okay? Why did I think that this was the truth? Or why did I think that that's how things played out? Or something like that. It's really bizarre. So somebody might be in a state of questioning as to why in the past there was a sense of rejection, right? And what's really interesting is that the Four of Emotions here is like this sense of like almost kiss, right? I always look at this as like my almost kiss card because the cup is standing in the way of these two kissing. So maybe somebody felt a sense of rejection or something, or boredom, or... You know, it's really interesting. In yesterday's message from the angels, there was a whole thing about novelty, right? The Temperance and the Death card came out, which is about novelty. It's like a new situation ceasing to be new, like a situation that is finally like, it's like the novelty has worn off in a sense. And maybe because the novelty wore off, this person grew disinterested or something like that. And then I get the sense here that in hindsight, right, 6 of emotions, 4 of water, it's like, wait, why did I miss out on this opportunity? Like, why did I give up so easily? And now we have this 10 of materials, which is the potential, right? This is where the connection, I feel, is now moving. It's like moving into a place of absolute happiness. It's like the world and the sun combined is like absolute happiness, right? It's like the cycle has finally, the stars have aligned. As I was saying, remember the world card came out with the fortune's wheel? And now that this cycle and the planets have aligned in a sense, right? This brand new happiness is coming through. Some of you could be dealing with a Leo as well, because we do have the Sun card here. Very interesting message. I feel like whatever this situation is, it's going the distance. These 3 cards here are screaming going the distance. Remember how I was saying there's something hypnotic? Note how hypnotic this energy looks. It's like it's sucking you in. And so I feel like there's this sense of like feeling hypnotic. I feel like that's your energy. This 9 of materials is you being this hypnotic figure of like drawing things in. It's like law of attraction. Remember how I was saying strong faith? Maybe you had such a deep set faith that you believed that it was possible for you to like be with this person. Maybe you were praying and longing for this person almost incessantly, I'm hearing. And because of your deep, strong faith, it actually maybe, like I'm getting the sense of like drew you two together. There's just this drawing. There's like that sense of like being drawn in. It's like a spiral, and like it's like all converging together. And now the potential is finally here. It's like this is where you're heading. This is where the connection is heading, right? This is a very interesting message. Okay. This is beautiful. So let's go ahead and get into the angel prayers cards to close out the message, because I feel like that's it. That's the end of the message here. Okay, so what do we have here? Holy angels, what other messages do you have for us here? Look at that. Look who it is. There's Archangel Metatron. I was about to say that I knew that that was the card that flipped out. He's been coming out so strongly lately. I feel that this is a divinely guided union in this soulmate connection, right? With Archangel Metatron, I feel like he's been the one kind of like pulling you two together in a sense. And I feel like your strong faith is what helped bring this together. And it says here, clear your vibes, Archangel Metatron. Thank you, Metatron, for clearing my energy field. So if you want to work with one particular angel, he's been coming out in almost all my readings lately. Look at that. We have Inner Power, the Divine Father. Divine Father, thank you for co-creating my world with me. As I was saying, there was an energy of co-creation here, right? There was an energy of like co-creating with spirit. There's that like law of attraction, strong faith. You kept your faith. And with this faith, you were able to create because of that inner power, that 9 of inspiration, right? Okay. There's also divine masculine energy. God, don't hate, meditate. Thank you, angels, for guiding me to love through meditation. So a lot of you are being called to meditate at this time. There's a lot of meditation energy. In particular, these 2 cards here, I've seen them come out together before. So I'm feeling the sense here to say that you should consider meditating with Metatron, like do a guided meditation with Metatron. To help you clear out your vibes, we have the Study and Learning card. Thank you, angels, for allowing me to see that every day is a learning day. So I'm getting this a few different ways. A lot of you are being likely called to learn more about spirituality at this time. I feel like a lot of you are going to take on new endeavors when it comes to your work. I heard this is also in regards to meditation and in regards to how to connect with particularly Metatron and other angelic beings. Now, I'm also sensing here that there was something about a lesson needing to be learned in this connection, right? Because justice also does speak of karma at times, right? Karma needing, it's like a lesson that needed to be learned in order for this to be in alignment. What else do we have, holy angels? I feel like there's a couple more cards that want to come out from the angels here regarding this situation. Oh, this one? We have Peaceful Warrior, Archangel Ariel. Thank you, Ariel, for helping me stand my ground with peace. So maybe that's part of the lesson here, was like how to stand your ground. Know how that's connected to the inner, what is it? Inner power, the Divine Father. Of like learning how to stand in the light of truth, learning how to stand up for yourself from a peaceful, in a peaceful way. It's like, I'm getting the sense of like observing, like observance, right? This Nine of Inspiration is very empowered, but there's like there's no arguments, there's no anger. It's just like, this is how it is, and I just observe it. I'm just observing it from the outside. It doesn't impact me anymore. It's interesting. Archangel Chamuel wanted to come out with open your heart. It says here, thank you, Chamuel, for removing the barriers around my heart. Remember there was something about like a lack of depth at one point? I feel like this is about clearing out, because it's really interesting that Love Hurts song came out. It's about getting rid of that idea. Like, love isn't supposed to hurt. Granted, we do get into arguments with our partners, right? That is a thing. Having arguments with your partners, it's kind of like a natural thing. It's bound to happen, right? Two different people, you know, you might not see eye to eye, but it's also about forgiving your partner for whatever they've done to you or you've done to them, right? It's like, it's a collaboration. You both are supposed to work together. And so love isn't supposed to hurt. But when you hold on to like resentment, and even if you like, in a sense, punish your partner for like things that they've done, even if, especially if they've apologized for it, then at that point, you're just being, in a sense, cruel. So that may be a message to come out for someone out there. Now, finally, we have the Synchronicity card. Thank you, angels. I trust your well-timed guidance and signs. So a lot of you have been seeing these synchronicities, likely regarding this connection, or it's really interesting. My heart space kind of like, whew. It's really weird. It's like something was like pushing down. I felt like a pushing down on my heart. It's very bizarre energy there. There's something about synchronicity coming out here. It's really interesting. I'm seeing the yin and yang here. It's like you're the light for someone and they're your shadow, and there's this like darkness here. So it's like, it's what I'm getting is really funny. It's like, especially if your counterparts, dealing with a counterpart, it's like you're the light, right? The feminine tends to be the light here, and the masculine tends to be the dark. So in a sense here, your masculine is your shadow. It's a reflection of yourself. It's like the small parts of your shadow being is what is what comprises up your masculine, and vice versa. The inner light that this person has is you, right? If you're the feminine, it's like you're both opposites, but you both carry the same thing within you. It's like you just complement each other. There's a sense of complementation here. It's a very interesting message here. So a lot of you have been seeing synchronicities regarding this connection. And so it's a need to take a look at this. If you have been seeing these synchronicities, pay attention to them. If you've been ignoring them, this is a call to action to take a look at these. And basically what these synchronicities are doing, they're trying to lead you down the right path, right? So anyway, this is a pretty interesting message. Alrighty, so if you guys felt this reading resonated with you, feel free to leave a comment down below. It's greatly appreciated. And of course, if you did enjoy this reading, feel free to hit that like and subscribe button. It's always greatly appreciated. And as always, I'm sending you so much love and so much light. Take care.